I'm going to show you how to cook a quick chicken and noodle dish when you don't feel like cooking. Step 1. Roughly chop some onion, ginger, garlic, and chicken. Half a cup of chicken stock, 1/4 cup soy sauce, tablespoon balsamic, tablespoon sesame oil, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon cornstarch. Add your oil, add your onions, garlic, and ginger. Cook for 2 minutes. Dried chilies, add your chicken. While your chicken's cooking, boil your noodles. Your noodles are ready, add them in. Now just add in your sauce. Cook until the sauce is thickened up. Scallions. Top with your chicken. And that's how you cook a quick Kung Pao inspired noodle dish.
Sesame chicken. We're gonna start with 2 chicken thighs. These chicken thighs are fat, bruh. And then you're gonna cut them into little bite-sized pieces and trim it up just a little bit. And then you're gonna put it into a bowl. Into that bowl goes a whole egg, about half a cup of cornstarch, and season with salt and pepper. You can leave out the yolk if you want, but to be less eggy, but I just left it in. Mince up about a tablespoon of garlic, and then into a wok or pan or whatever, you're gonna put a little bit of oil. We're gonna shallow fry it about 1 inch. Bring it up to heat. Check with a chopstick. If it bubbles around, then it's ready. In goes the chicken. You're gonna fry it for about 5 to 7 minutes. Just keep mixing it up, and then out they go. Then using the oil that you used to fry, you can dump most of it out, leave a little bit left. Add the garlic, a teaspoon of chili flakes, a 1/4 cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of soy sauce, a little bit of water, a little bit of rice wine vinegar, a little bit of sesame seeds, a little bit of sesame oil, and a little bit of cornstarch mixed with water. And that's gonna thicken up the sauce. And then add back the chicken and mix it up. Finish with sesame seeds, and yes,
Hey, here's how I make a real breakfast sandwich. Some flaky salt.
Okay, so I'm starting to cook dinner. I learned something recently that I thought was so cool and I wanted to share. This is just an organic breast tenderloin, but do you guys see this nasty little chicken tendon that's in there? I don't know if maybe I'm just late to the game, but I learned that if you take a fork, you slip the tendon into the middle of the fork. It's a little slick, so I use a paper towel. You grab the tendon and you just push down. You can pull the whole thing out! Did anybody else know this? I literally thought this was like the coolest thing ever.
Worried about this.
Take a sack.
Go.
Rourke Boys mac and cheese, let's get it. Cook your pasta slightly under al dente. You're going to rinse it, cold water, put it in half pans, add granulated garlic, cracked black pepper, and Parmesan cheese. On top, add any 3 cheese mixture you want, half a cup of milk in each pan, and then you're going to mix it up so it looks like this. Melt some butter, Velveeta cheese, you're going to mix it. Mix it and mix it. We're not adding flour. It's not going to be a roux. You're going to add some milk, about a cup at a time. Melt down now that Velveeta until it looks like this, nice and smooth. Pour that over top of your mixture of mac and cheese. This is going to be your cheese sauce. Mix that up. Once it's mixed thoroughly, you're still going to have that whole shredded cheese in there. You're going to top the pan with more shredded cheese, 300 degrees in the oven for about 30 minutes. Take it out, stir it up, mix it together in the oven for another 30, and here's what you got. Insert epic cheese pull.
I saw this recipe thing on TikTok and I thought, hey, I'm gonna test it out today and you guys can see if I like it. First, I cut the bit into 3 pieces. So next, I just cracked 2 eggs and put it in a bowl, and I accidentally got some eggshell. Oh my gosh. Then just whisk those bad boys together. Next, I just get the piece of bread and then I dip it into the egg, and then I dip it into the flour, and then I go back to the egg, and I just continue that step for every single piece of the bread. Then I just chuck some oil in the pan, and this is me waiting for the oil to boil. Cut, that rhymed. And then I chuck all of the bread pieces into the pan where the boiled oil is. Make sure all the bits are golden. Then I just sprinkled some cinnamon and sugar over the top. Mum is eyeing off my cooking.
How to make honey sesame chicken with rice. Cook your rice. Dice your chicken breast. Coat your chicken in some seasoned egg wash, and then in some flour. Repeat until all the chicken is coated. Then put your pan on medium-high heat. Then add some oil to your pan and let it heat up. Cook your chicken. Once your chicken is done, set it aside. For the sauce, you're going to have some honey, some soy sauce, a bit of ketchup. Then I added about 2 spoons of brown sugar, about 2 spoons of cornstarch, a bit of sesame oil, then about 2 spoons of rice vinegar, some crushed garlic, and some green onions. Coat your chicken with the sauce on low heat. Top with sesame seeds and green onion and enjoy.
We got some Mozzie sticks and an easy marinara sauce to go with it, of course. Okay, so for the marinara, whole onion, dice it up, over to the pot, olive oil, made like 2 tablespoons, onions in, cook that for like a few minutes, season with salt, and then a few cloves of garlic, mince, add it into there, cook that down for like 5 minutes, add a whole can of crushed tomatoes, let that simmer away. Strip naked your cheese sticks, and you're gonna wanna get dredged egg wash and then panko breadcrumbs, and make sure the egg wash is whisk it, and then make sure the pancos is nice and fine. Squeeze it with your hand and put it into the blender or whatever, and then goes flour, egg wash, straight into the panko, and go ahead and pack that in there real good. You want it nice and packed. I did doubles for a few of them, but I was running out of egg. I only had 1 egg left, so I only did doubles for a few. Double singles still gonna be fine. Bring the oil up to heat on the pan once it is bubbly. Gucci gang, you already know, chopstick, 1 minute each side, flip it over. Mozzie sticks, you know they're ready once it's busting out like that. And then at this point, marinara sauce should be ready. Go over there, you got Mozzie sticks. Yes, sir.
Today we're making fluffy pancakes. To start, we're gonna need 2 egg yolks, 1 tablespoon sugar, 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/3 cup flour, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, 3 tablespoons milk, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Whisk. Beat 4 egg whites. As it starts to get foamy, add about 3 tablespoons of sugar. Gradually add your egg whites into the bowl. Add some oil to your pan on low heat. Spoon in your mixture. Cover for 5 minutes. Flip. Cover and cook for another 5 minutes. And that's how you make fluffy pancakes.
French toast, and I got a surprise for y'all later in the video. We're gonna start with white bread, preferably stale old bread. It makes it better for French toast. Go in for the dip, eggs, cinnamon, sugar, vanilla extract, milk, whisk it up, set that to the side, slices of bread, go ahead and chop it up, or you could do whole bread, but I like slicing up because you could toast it on all 4 sides and more crunchies, you already know. Go ahead and dip in the little pieces in there, go over to the stove top, pan, whatever, butter, wait till it gets bubbly, medium high heat, add on the pieces of bread, and then you already know once it gets a little crispy, flip them over, and then this is why you want to slice it, so that you can do it on the sides like that, and then you got 4 sides of crispiness. Butter, powdered sugar, syrup, do all the fluff you want to do. Now you're gonna get a bun, another piece of bun. I don't know why I use hamburger buns, but I use it. It worked better anyways because those are stale. So you can go make a PB&J and then dip the insides in the extra mixture you got for the French toast, and just go back on the pan. You got PB&J French toast, little powdered sugar. Stop playing with me.
I'm gonna show you how to make a pasta dish you've probably never heard about. Pasta risottata. Finely cut 4 shallots. Slice 3 garlic cloves, 3 sun-dried tomatoes. Cut 2 Roma tomatoes into cubes. Heat up some chicken stock. Add your olive oil in the pan. Sweat your garlic. Add your shallots. Sun-dried tomatoes. Add your dry pasta. Splash of white wine. Now just ladle in your chicken broth like you would risotto. Keep stirring until all the broth is absorbed. Salt to taste. Add some Parmigiano Reggiano, fresh basil, olive oil. Toss. Serve. And that's how you make pasta risottata.
Alright guys, so we're gonna make a salt bed right now. Alright guys, so we're gonna lay it on there, just like that. Alright, now we're just gonna put salt all over it. Alright, we're gonna let that sit for 10 minutes. And while you wait, you can do things like this. Alright, so it's been about 10 minutes now. You're just gonna make sure you wash the salt off. All the way. When you're done with that, make sure you pat it dry. You're just gonna pat it all the way dry. Alright, and then after that, you wanna make sure you lube it up with some avocado oil. It doesn't have to be avocado oil, but you wanna make sure you have something that lubes it up. It's not for flavor, it's just because it's at a high smoking point. Next, season the whole thing, the entire thing. When you're done with that, make sure you push it in. Make sure it's hot enough. Boom, done. 2 minutes each side. Butter. Butter, throw it in the oven at 350 for 5 minutes. Ooh, baby. Alright, you wanna foil it for 15 minutes.
Alright.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Once it gets to about this stage, we can start the next step. Is the cheese of your choice. I'm just using marble. And let that cheese melt along with the noodles. Add a little bit of milk, but you guys can add heavy cream or anything you want. At this stage, you can add any spices you'd like. Transfer it to a bowl and add your sausages. And of course, add your parsley and pretend like you're fancy. Perfect mac and cheese. I'm telling you guys.
1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of peanut butter, 1 large egg, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half a cup of chocolate chips. Mix it all together. Divide into 12 and place on a prepared baking sheet at 350 for 8 to 10 minutes. Boom.
Buffalo wings. If I see anyone go to B-Dubs, whatever, with sell wings, you a fucking clown. All these wings right here only cost $10. If you went to B-Dubs or something, that shit would cost like $25-30. Season it with a little bit of salt and pepper, and then get the oil ready. You're gonna want a lot because we're gonna deep fry these. Then into a pan, you're gonna put about half a cup of French straight hot and about 3 tablespoons of butter. And you're gonna let that all come together, and that's gonna make the buffalo sauce. Then you want the oil to be really hot. You want to see a lot of bubbles around the chopstick. Throw in the wings. You want to do like batches. You know, you don't want to overcrowd. And make sure you wear a shirt when you're frying anything because the oil will be attacking you like crazy. You don't want to get that burnness. So take some carrots and go ahead and chop them up into little sticks, smashes, whatever you want to do. And then take out the wings after about 15 minutes. You want to flip them halfway through. Take them out, put them into a bowl. Put on the buffalo sauce after the butter is all melted. And you got to do this right away. Give them a nice toss, serve with ranch and carrots, and you got buffalo wings. Yes, Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets. Start with that chicken breast, and cut it into inch-thick cubes. You know, approximately. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now set it into a bowl and cover it in pickle juice. That's going to be our brine. Now for the dredge, we're going to use flour, cornstarch, panko breadcrumbs, a tablespoon of powdered sugar, and a pinch of salt and pepper. Egg wash is simple. A single egg, salt and pepper, whisk it. That's your egg wash. Then after at least 20 minutes, take the chicken out of the pickle juice and dry them. And then it goes egg wash, dredge, and repeat. Do that for all the pieces of chicken. Then get our oil ready. Fill it up about under halfway for the pan. And bring it up to heat. Check with the chopstick and throw them in. Remember, if the oil gets a little too crazy, you could always turn down the heat to bring it under control. Then get your paper towel lined plate ready. After 2 or 3 minutes each side, the chicken's good. Plate it up. Serve it with some fries, and you got Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets. Yes,
What goes in hot and comes out soft and wet? Pasta, you asshole. Fettuccine edition, bitch. As always, water boiling. Salt in the water? I like chicken. I sliced up some chicken titties, put it in here. Time to marinate. Oil, parsley. Put whatever else you want in there. Half a cup of heavy cream, half a cup of grated Parmesan, and half a cup of butter. That's it. Skillet for the chicken. Use a large pan for the Alfredo sauce. That's what I'm talking about. Medium heat. Put the butter in the cream. Add salt, pepper, and the Parmesan after it's all melted. Oh. Let's get the chicken on there and the pasta in there. Salt, pepper, Parmesan. Oh my God. Water's boiling, fettuccine in. Let it fall. Make sure you stir the pasta. Looking good. Strain the pasta, but save a cup of the pasta water. Put it in the sauce. Parsley. I said it once, I'll say it again. Bon appetit, ho.
So growing up, I absolutely loved going to Chinese restaurants and eating the delicious fluffy rice that they would make. But every time I tried to make it at home, it tasted terrible. So I learned how to make it, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. Start off, this is just 1 cup of rice. And what you're gonna do is, this is the most important step, is rinse it really, really well. Just make sure you let the water really soak, and then pour some out. And then keep rinsing it, and keep doing it till the water goes clear. All right, see how much clearer the water is? Now pour out as much as you can without spilling any of the rice. So I got most of the water out, and now I'm gonna fill this up with about 1 1/4 cups of water, because there's some water left over in here. Now you're gonna boil this water. Now that it's boiling, just stir a little bit, reduce it to low, and then put the cover.
Carne asada tacos. You're going to start with a skirt steak. That's going to be for the meat. And you want to slice up some onions. Now for the marinade, go garlic powder, cumin, oregano, chili powder, salt, pepper, soy sauce, cilantro, lime juice, orange juice. And then you're going to go into a Pyrex to marinate. You're going to go sauce, onions, meat, sauce, onions, meat. And you're going to layer that and let that marinate for at least overnight, long time, maybe at least an hour. Onto the grill, piping hot. Use that thing onto there. Maybe like 2-3 minutes each side. You see how thin they are. It's going to be quick. Just get them marks and you know it's done. Set it into a different Pyrex and you're going to bring that inside. Let that rest for at least 5 minutes. You want to keep the juices within. Test your corn tortillas. Fry them up with some oil. Doubles, of course, street tacos. You want to go against the grain when you cut the meat. You see how it runs this way? You want to cut it that way. And then cut it against that cut so you got little pieces. You know, check it out. A little bit pink tasting. Now building tortilla as much as little or more meat as you want. I don't know your situation. I don't know how much money broke boys do less. And you build the rest. Yeah.
Yo, today we're about to make a fire kimchi fried rice. All you need is kimchi and some rice.
You need about 1-to-1 ratio and some onions and scallions. Eggs.
Another one.
Some oil. Scramble that joint. Tip number 1, break your egg small as possible. Because you want the egg to dance with your rice like that. Put away egg to your side. Onions and scallions. Throw your kimchi in. Woo. Splash of sesame oil. Woo. And some sugar. And some butter.
Shake your rice, baby.
Boom. Some more sesame oils on top of your rice to break it up. Break that joint up. Ooh. This is what separates amateurs to the pro. If you crack the egg in here, that will be wet. We don't want no wet ass kimchi fried rice. Boom. This is what I mean, your egg dancing with your rice. Some sesame seed.
And that's how you make a perfect kimchi fried rice.
Peel and mash 3 overripe bananas. Add to a bowl with 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 200 grams of self-raising flour, 150 grams of brown sugar, 100 grams of melted butter, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Mix to combine. Pour into a greased loaf tin and bake at 180 degrees Celsius for about an hour. Remove from the tin, cut a slice, top with butter, and there you have your very own fresh banana bread. Dig in and enjoy.
Let's make some slow-cooked BBQ ribs. Start with side or back pork ribs. Be sure to remove the membrane on the underside of the ribs. Now for the dry rub. Mix together paprika, garlic powder, black pepper, a little Italian seasoning, and kosher salt. You're going to rub this all over the ribs. Don't forget to get into all the small spaces. You can get messy. Once fully rubbed in, cover the ribs with tin foil. Fold in all the corners to trap in the moisture. Bake at 275 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 hours. In the meantime, prep your BBQ sauce, because we're grilling, baby. After 2 hours, throw those ribs on the grill. Grill on medium-low for another hour. Every 10 minutes, lather the ribs in barbecue sauce and then flip. Look at that char. And there you have it, slow-cooked BBQ ribs. Look at how juicy that looks. Enjoy, everyone!
These are by far the most popular cookies I've ever made, so let me show you how I did them. I made my sugar cookie dough yellow and pink, and then I rolled it out with a rolling pin, cut out some hearts and stars. I then baked them off, and once they were baked, I dyed my royal icing, all these pretty colors, and started flooding my cookies. Flooding cookies is basically just having a thin consistency of royal icing so that way you can do these like really cool designs on them, and then they flatten out so it looks like one like really smooth sheet of icing. I don't know how to describe it, but it looks really cool. I then piped on all these really adorable faces, except the fun thing about these cookies is they're going to be two-sided. I made this one cookie with a hole in it that I could fill with sprinkles, so that way it's kind of like a cookie sandwich filled with sprinkles inside, so when you bite into it, boom, sprinkles.